see if we can get chat working. Ooh. All right, there we go. Chat is working. Now let's go ahead and share that this is going on. Welcome, welcome. Definitely feel free to comment in the chat and say hey. Very cool. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and share it over on Blue Sky as well. One thing that I'm wondering as I'm doing all this is I'm using Restream to stream on like multiple places, but part of me is like, do I want to like stick specifically with just like Twitch or something? I feel like Twitch would be like, I could like fully use the platform, you know? And I don't think I'm like fully using the platform currently. So that'd be nice. Give people a chance to show up. All right, let's go ahead and share this link. Go to Blue Sky and let the people know. Do I know anybody here? Anybody gonna say hey? In a minute, we'll get started with the coding. Do people like music? Like, I noticed on a couple streams that like when people are streaming, they'll have like music going on in the background. Does that make it easier or better? Who knows? Who knows? All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and... What's your Twitch account? Can't seem to find you anywhere. Try WKingDev, I believe is what it is. All one word. And we'll see if that works over there. Coolly. All right. Let's get started. Doing all this. So I'm going to show you like a little bit of what I plan on doing, and then we'll actually get into it in full. Okay, Cool. Ooh, you're in science and technology. There's a category for. See, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm using like Restream. And I wonder if there's like a way to edit that, because I want to change that. Thanks for pointing that out, Boyd. So I noticed that, and I've got, so like on Restream, I think it's probably because you're streaming to multiple platforms, you are like not, I don't know if limited is the right, word. Let's see. Let's remove this category. Can I just go in there? Software, game development. Boom. Done. Okay, cool. Earn a spooky emote with your community. Add the tag trick or treat to your stream. Stream in at least one shared chat collaborate. Yeah, I don't know. There's like times where I'm just like, I just want to write code and people can like come hang out. And then there's other times where it'd be like, but then you could use the whole platform. Okay, cool. I think I got it updated. Software and game development. So that should work. Cool. Appreciate it. Alrighty. Let's write. Let's go ahead and npm dev. Then we'll go to made for me.test. Go ahead and hide that. We can go to our dashboardy page that we were working on yesterday. So we're working on like the create post. Working on the create post page. Does this fun thing where we get to change the color. And yesterday we built this WYSIWYG component, which was fun. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to do like my media upload. So made for me is going to be this directory site, and the directory site is going to have like a bunch of things that's like really cool software that feels like personal, like in the way that it was like built and designed, and not like clinical and sterile and like, you know, stuff that feels like fun and gets people to start actually talking about your software and sharing it around. Like for instance, like one example of that could be like in Arc. If you go to your settings, you get this fancy little like, you get this like membership card, and it tells like when, anyway. So that's like an example of like the type of stuff that I want to like have a directory of. So we're going to be doing the media part now, which is like all the images or videos that are going to display clips or of like the thing that I'm trying to share. I've already handled this part, which is the upload preview. So the upload preview would be like the little thumbnail that would show on like the directory index page. So I'll just show you how that's supposed to work real quick. I've just got like some demo images, and I've got to like super filter down to only like WebP and WebM because I want to keep everything small. And then let's find that preview video. Also last night, while I was like taking a shower, I decided to like completely redesign. Like not completely, but like a big redesign. I'm not gonna worry about that today. So as you can see, you saw those little like percentages. It like tracks like upload progress, and then like once you upload those, now this is like what it'll look like on the homepage. There'll be an image, and when you hover over it, it will like go to like the little video clip. So we're going to be doing something similar. Like I've already got the uploading stuff working. What I want to do is be able to like change this field here to allow us to upload like that, but we're going to be uploading like multiple instead of a single. And then I want to be able to like drag and drop reorder the image or the media files so that I can like have a slideshow on the front end where the things like actually show in order. How's Laravel treating me? That is a wonderful question. It's pretty good. I like Laravel. I like the community. The community is great. I don't love PHP. I'm like a very functional programming kind of guy, and PHP's not the most that. And like all the best practices from the community are very much not that. So like it's not that it's like I don't believe in object oriented programming, because like when it comes down to it, like it doesn't really matter. It's like all about preference and what you feel comfortable doing. And so but I'm just not familiar with object oriented patterns, so that's like harder for me. So what I'm going to do right now is find so we've got our tables. So we've got the posts table, which is here. And we've got a media table. So this is post table. So post table. Then we've got our media table. And media they have a path, they have a status, because we're doing uploads on the client side, where they are by default putting to a pending state until we like send a confirmation back after a successful upload. That way I can do like a cron job at some point and basically say like every day, like let's go through and just delete things that never got to the confirmed state. And we can see here that we've got a foreign ID where media is being connected to post ID. And what I'm going to add now, what I believe I'm going to need to add now is I need to add like a new column to the database for order. And I'm just like double checking all of this just to make sure, because there's like many to many relationships. And if you've got like a many to many relationship, which we don't, media can only be attached to a single post, because I don't want to we're not going to be like cross posting media from like different posts. I don't think so. I say that now and then, like it's going to end up that I need to do that in the future, and then I'm going to wish I'd created the many to many relationship and the connecting table between them. So like that's what this is. Category post is a pivot table, I think is what they're called. It's a pivot table to where it connects a post and a category. And then like what I can do if I want to is add an order to these, which I don't think I'm going to do, because there's not going to be just a ton of categories, I don't believe. And I'm not going to really care what order they show in from post to post. I'll probably just have like a hard coded order for the categories there, like alphabetical or some other one I decide. So right now, posts and media don't have a pivot table, because I believe, let's go to our model. So in our model, which I think I can make this, I need to make this a little cleaner. Like I can make stuff, like remove a lot of this filler so y'all can see more of the code. We can all see more of the code. That'll be nice. How do I minimize this? There's a hotkey, B. There we go. So we've got preview images belongs to, and has many. But then if we go to models / media, we don't have anything over here, because I think it's all like they're all going to be like belongs to, or like has one. That's what it is, has one. But we're never coming from the media side, or at least we haven't yet. So I think what we'll need to do then in that case is, let's find our media thingy. We've got a status, but now we need to set a number. We're going to call the number order. And it can be nullable, because if it's not connected to a post, then there's no order. Like, it doesn't, an order doesn't need to exist. Also, if it's like a preview video or whatever, it's not going to have an order either. And if it doesn't have an order, then we'll just like make sure we account for that in the front end ordering code to say like if null, like just shove it at the end. So I think that'll be probably the best choice for us at the moment. And we'll find if there's any downsides to that. If there's any downsides to how I'm approaching all this stuff on the back end side of things, like, please speak up. I am a very front end heavy developer, so I will be getting into the front end stuff at this point now. But yeah, it's like back end stuff. I know like a decent amount, but it is like very lacking in probably a lot of the best practices when it comes down to it. So this is our create page. We want to, let's come look at the browser. We want to have this media field. I'm thinking we probably want it to be like, I had this idea. I'm not going to do the illustration this morning, but like I want there to be like an empty state here, and we'll do that at some point, but we're not going to worry about that at ATM. So those category fields, source field, and media field. All right, here we go. So what we're going to end up doing is there's a lot of stuff that's going to be similar to our preview field here. So we'll probably like mimic a lot of that stuff. Let's delete that. And let's just get started with media field. That's what we'll call it. That sounds great, right? Then we're going to go down here. I was telling this in the stream yesterday, but for those of you who are not here, how I like to, like when I'm in like the build and I have not launched like a official like first version of something, I like to approach it by putting everything in a single file on the front end, like component. And that way, all right, let's go ahead. Aw, man, lost it. That's okay. It was just an input field. Input file. No, we don't. We want it. Oh, do we? Ooh, we'll just stop that for now because I don't know if we actually want that. What we do want is to go look at, sorry, I was in the middle of saying something. I like putting everything in a single file because like, I don't know what's going to stick around. I really don't. And so when I don't know what's going to stick around, I just put it all in a single file instead of wasting time spreading things around and making new files. Because if I make new files, I'm going to spend time formatting and putting everything where it belongs and making it nice. And that's just wasteful time. So I've got this like preview wrapper, panel wrapper. I think panel wrapper is probably what I want. And then I don't want preview wrapper because I'm not going to like enforce an aspect ratio on it, but I do want panel wrapper. So let's come back down to here to where we were typing. Panel wrapper. And test. Okay, cool. And then let's go back to here. Panel wrapper, PG brown. Okay, so I just wrapped. So I did just put like a div in there. Oh, but I do have the panel. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, panel wrapper. Then we could do an actual panel. And this will give us like a nice little box. Yep, okay. Cooly, cooly, cooly. After that, what we're going to have is we're going to have like the empty state. And we're going to have a button. And inside this button, we're going to have, I've got this hook called use media uploader, which I don't think I'll be using actually in this one. What did I had like a panel that opens. So I'll need to grab the panel code. Yep, that's like all the preview code. We've got panel wrapper, panel preview wrapper. There we go. This is the whole thing that we need. All right, so we've got a preview field. So in this one, we're just tracking like single, like preview image, preview video, and then like is open, is not. So let's yank this. And there's probably there's some vim command for like going back down. Yesterday, Jesse told me about Control D. I could probably just like go to the end of the file and it'd be faster. But for this media field, what we're going to be doing is we're going to have a dialog still that it'll care if it's open or not. But then we're also going to need to keep track of like all of our preview, all of our media list, and set media list. And we're going to have an array of successful uploads. And then we'll have the whole dialog component, which I'm just going to copy and paste from up here because it's the exact same style that I want, even though the like internals are not what I want it to be. And then like once I finish building this whole thing, and I'll take like a look at it again and decide if I want to deal with like what I want to pull out. That's going to be like, this is the stuff that matters, that is similar between this media uploader and this media uploader, and abstract those out. All right, use options specified below to upload media to storage. For preview is not true. Okay, so we've got preview wrapper and an upload preview. That's different on this one. So like what we're gonna have in this one is basically like, because those were single file uploads, I could just make them that way. But what we're gonna have is multiple upload preview is basically going to be what it is. We're going to start here, and it is going to be based off of upload preview, because there are, once again, lots of things that are similar and matter across these two. Media field, media list. Yep. This one's going to get changed to multiple upload preview. Perfect. All right, so we've got our input ref. So I'll walk through kind of like what we're doing here. So this is not the case anymore. There will be an upload. There's going to be more than a single upload. So like on this one, I was like forcefully saying like I only want the first upload. There's an onSelect function that is basically going to say like anytime our uploads change, what I want to do is do uploads, and for each upload, if that upload was successful, I want to call, or no, that's not what we want to do this time. Ooh, we're going to do, this is going to be action based. We're going to change this one up a little bit. This is going to be interesting. OnSelect is going to still, okay, so what we're going to, this is going to be like uploads, because we're going to be passing an array of successful uploads. And we will be showing image previews and or video previews, but they're going to be going in the bottom. So all of this is the div. This is going to be like, this is actually, it's like own component, which is a good thing to extract out now. Which is, we're going to call, I don't know, media upload preview. Do I have that name? Multiple upload preview, media upload preview. I don't know. Naming stuff sucks. Nobody likes naming stuff. I'll like I said, this is all just like, let's get stuff working, and then when it's working, then we'll care. All right. So this is going to be upload. We're just going to call it upload. There's this upload type that I have. So when I built the media uploader, I've got this hook. And I'll show y'all more about it when we kind of get into it. But there's these like types for upload that track what the state of the upload is currently, which is unsigned upload, which means like you've selected it from your file system, but it has not been sent to the backend to get a pre-signed URL for uploading. We have a pending upload, which means like it's now come back from our Laravel backend and we have a pre-signed URL, and it can be like sent off to S3 R2. I'm using Cloudflare R2, but it's like S3 API type stuff. Processing is like, obviously like it's currently trying to upload and it tracks a progress number. We have a successful upload and we have a failed upload. All of these types are kind of based off of other than unsigned, because the unsigned is just like a little bit different, obviously. We don't have the data back yet. But we've got pending upload, processing upload, successful upload. They're all based off of like the successful signed upload base, and then we just put a state on it, and this allows us to do our like union type and some like matching on the front end to like render different states depending on, like render different UI based on what state the thing is in, without having to do like duck typing, which is like check to see if this property exists. If this one exists, then it's this type, whereas we can just put the kind, like the type that it is inside of the object itself. And like TypeScript is smart enough to know like if state equals failed, then we know it has these other properties. And like same with unsigned. Like if it's unsigned, then we know it only has key and file, and it doesn't have all the other stuff that the other ones do. So we have upload, which is an upload. We're going to, that should be good. Yep. So like this will just render just the little box which this is going to be good to have because now we're going to have that. Now we're going to have basically this list of, so upload map, and we're going to return media upload preview. We're actually going to, and that's not a property, it's spread. I like doing this a lot. If I know that I'm like working with like a whole object type, instead of like putting an upload prop and then passing that type so that it'd be upload equals upload, and then you have to like, then I can just like do it this way if I want to. Oop. But what I could also do now is say change in word. I could just pluck things right off of it. But I'm using like this like file, like just like the generic file type, which is great. But I don't love doing that because then like I don't like doing it, like doing the destructuring part when you've got like a union type like this, because then you run into like some weird type stuff with like, okay, well, I only want this to render if I've got this. So like, because I've checked if the state was processing, then I know that this object has a progress, but I can't destructure progress up here on the union type because progress doesn't exist on every single type, only on processing. So that's why I'm doing it that way instead of destructuring out all of the arguments. Okay, cool. So we've got that. We're gonna add a div around this as well, because this is going to manage our selected state. Interesting, which means we probably want to do. All right, so we've got our uploads. I think what we'll want to do is selected uploads set. All right, and we don't want to do an array here. What we want to do is a record. Where it's a string, and it doesn't really matter what the other doesn't really matter what the other one is. The reason I want to do it this way is for, actually that's not true. I want this to be something specific. We want this to actually be the successful upload. The reason being is that it's going to be much faster to. So when we have this component, we're going to use this button and this input. So there's this file input, which I've set to be like screen reader only. So you don't see it because they're ugly. The browser file upload stuff is ugly. So I'm going to create like a button, and this button is going to be what we use to and like we're gonna say like add media and what it does on click is I've passed a ref in React, and a ref in React just gives us the ability to like access the underlying DOM element, which means like, okay, on this click, what I want you to actually do is click on the file upload, and this gives us the chance. Maybe this is a problem with my Twitch app. I only see black. That's unfortunate. Can everybody else see in like YouTube and X as well. Let's try to see if we can figure out what's going on here. Browser. Twitch TV. I bet there's probably some restream setting app that I'm just not getting right. All right. It is black here. Huh. Well, I appreciate you for jumping on Twitch. Let me try to get this fixed. It's like hard to... I can't watch my own stream, I'm pretty sure. All right. If you're super interested in continuing to watch, you can hop over to YouTube as well. Let me grab that link just in case, because it is working there, I believe. I would hope so. We'll find out. If it's not working, shoot. Lives. Currently live. Bada boom. Perfect. All right. Let's share this. Get shareable link. Link copied to clipboard. Cool. Then let me... Why can't I... Oh, you can't copy and paste in here? How does that even work? Well, okay. My channel is WKingDev there too. All right. At WKingDev on YouTube. All right. That's super weird. I wonder what's going on. If anybody has any experience with this on like why this might be happening, that would be awesome. Because I can't think of any reason why it would be. I'm going to turn this off just in case or we'll just go to monologue view. All right, view stream. That seems to be looking fine. View on YouTube. All right, view on Twitch. Nope, not working there. Okay. I think I remember seeing this being an issue for somebody else. So sorry if y'all are on Twitch and this is just not working. That's so frustrating. Stream settings. Backup stream. Pull links. Restream. Sorry, it's like it's supposed to be auto detecting stuff. So like it says things are working great in theory, but it's not working on Twitch. Well, maybe I can figure it out before the next stream and try to figure out what might be the issue there. Very, very frustrating. All right. Well, let's go back to the code. Cool. Okay. So, where were we? Oh yeah, I was explaining refs. If y'all don't already know how they work. This just like gives us access to like input ref.current. Current is like whatever reference you've put onto it, and if you pass a ref as the ref on the element, React just puts the DOM node into the current property, and then you can basically just run whatever stuff that commands things. I use it in like actually use it a ref not as like a DOM node, but as like a thing for like animating those blobs on the sidebar. So lots of fun ways to use refs, but this just lets us be able to click this file upload And then from there, we are able to like manage our uploads. So we can upload them we upload them from the computer, then they get put into this little uploads array in this hook that I wrote, which if any of y'all are interested, I will be happy to dig into, but we're just going to keep going. And if somebody asks, then we'll look at how the file uploader hook works. But what we want to say here is we're going to have a div. And a button. And on click. We are going to set our selected uploads. And this is a record. So this is our previous. And I'll probably write this as like a callback at some point, but we're just going to do this real quick. All right, so we are going to do, ooh, that's interesting. I didn't know you could destructure things like that. But basically what we're going to do is see if in our previous array, does this exist? And actually what we're going to do here is we're going to say previous next, because you can't manipulate I can't mutate is the right word. I can't mutate previous like this record because React state uploads only allow immutable actions. But yeah, this is basically what I'm going to do. We could probably make it a little nicer. And we don't want it to be ID. We want it to be key. But got me some of the way I wanted. All right. Set selected uploads. Prev implicitly has any type. Why? Why does it have any type? Did I not tell you what type it should be? Set selected uploads. Is a state holding a record string of successful upload? Is it just because like things aren't closed off yet? Let's just get all the syntax that they want done. And we want this button to have this button's going to technically not be like the text isn't going to be visible, but like we want screen readers. Upload file name. There we go. So this will basically say like whenever somebody like focuses on this one, it'll read out what the selected file name is. But we won't see it visually. And then on click, what we're doing here is basically saying like, okay, give us the previous, which set selected uploads. Set selected. There shouldn't be any. Does not exist on type. Oh, duh. Will. It's because I'm not destructuring using an array. I'm using just because I was like, I'm writing a record, destructure an object, but I'm not. Those are arrays. Okay, so basically what we're going to do here is say, this is basically like a, okay, if they click this button and this file is already selected. Ooh. Well, now I need to keep state. Selected equals selected uploads. Upload.key. Return. And then we're going to go down here and add that. Perfect. Okay, so this will actually save us. Probably still need to do it this way for React reasons. probably super doesn't technically matter because it's going to be such a fast operation. But all right, so if it's selected, then we want the screen reader text to say deselect. Otherwise, we want it to say select. And then, so basically this is saying like if it is selected, that makes more sense than current. If this is selected already, then when they click the button, we want it to delete that selection from this. Otherwise, we want to, upload is not assignable to type successful upload. Uploads could be of any kind. This is true. We only want to be able to select. That's a good point. That's a good point. One, if upload state is successful, that's when we're just going to show this in general. We're not going to have a button. Like, we're not going to have the ability to select this if it's not. See, this is like, I didn't even have to go to the UI for this. Types are awesome. I love types because types let me know like, oh, like you're trying to do this action, but like there are states that this could be in where that action means nothing. Which is great. All right, cool. Okay. Upload state equals successful. Now all this stuff just works. Cool. Love that. Love that journey. Perfect. Okay. So if they want to select it, right, and that updates all that. And then the other thing that we want to do is basically say I've got this handy helper. This is like my own class name helper. It's a buddy of work. We wrote it and it's way faster than like the libraries one. And like it's such a simple function. It's like why use a library for something like this? So if it's selected, then we want to put a border of primary around this, and we'll just start there and see how that looks before we go too crazy with the styling for all this. Media upload preview. So like for all uploads that exist, we want to render the preview, and if it's successful, we want to be able to select that option because we may upload a bunch, but then only want to include a few of them in the post itself. And then if it's selected, let's add a border around it so that we actually know that we selected it. That's a crucial part. And then what we're going to want as well is we're going to have another button. And we'll just go ahead and put this button here. And what this button is going to do is on click, we want to call onSelect with object values because onSelect expects an array, and then that will basically use our callback that we're going to pass into this, which I'll explain in a second. And then we want to close this. Is that something that I have available, or did I just make that up? I did just make that up. Multiple upload preview. We need to be able to close this one when this happens. Oh, or even better. All right, so check this out. This is what we're going to do instead. Because this component just isn't going to care that it's a... All right, got our button. We've got our button. We want to close that up. All right. And save selection is what we're going to call this one. All right. Multiple upload preview is here. Now this is where we're going to do our onSelect callback. And the reason that we're doing it this way is because like we need to be able to assign state to this media field component. and we'll also be closing the modal. So on select, what we are receiving is a set of uploads that are all successful that we are going to use as our list. And every time that we select something we want to override, we're just going to like straight up override the list, because we don't want to get in this like weird place where we're having to like parse lists. Like if you're opening the media uploader, then like the files that you have in there are what you're going to be using. All right, 1 second, friends. Gotta hop for 1 second, and I'll be right back. Turn off. I'm back. All right. All right. Multiple upload preview on select. We want to set the media list. Then we want to close the modal. And then what that will do is that will then just render. We'll have access to all those successful uploads, which we can then drag and drop to put in our sort order that we want. So let's just see what we get here so far. Accept. Oh, that's right. This one, we want to accept web m and web p. There are going to be no children. We don't even use children in this one. We did on the other one, but we don't on this one. All right. So we'll remove the props with children type wrapper on that as well. I think this should get us a good bit of the way. Okay, so this button is going to be the empty state, which is going to say, although technically we probably want this to show, this will be a good fun design to figure out. On click, we want this to set is open true, because we want this to open the modal. And we'll call this upload media. And then basically what we're going to do here is we've got our media list and a map of these, and this is where we're going to do, I'm just going to put an upload preview right here. That's not what we want, because this is going to require a file, and no, this is, we want just to show, here we're going to copy this part right here. This is the part we care about at the moment. And we'll make it nicer in a minute. All right. Media file type. Media, which even better. I think we can say it's pretty safe to destructure file from this for now. And if I need more properties later, we can deal with that then. Then we don't want that, but we do want this. Cool. Okay, so this will just give us like a list. So this is all going to be very ugly at first. We've got errors. Where do we have errors? Why do we have errors? Where did these come from? Empty, cannot find. Oh, there's this super annoying bug. All right, one sec. We're gonna just undo, because at some point VS Code does this weird thing sometimes, which I just need to spend some time getting my, well, this is annoying now. All right, I want to open the Git source control. I want to turn whatever this is off permanently. All right. There it is. This can be it right here. Hurt that chain. No. Okay. Whew. At some point, this decided. All right, which means we're just gonna redo all the work that we just did. Good enough. All right, and then we're just gonna paste that back in. All right. Some of this stuff's still mad. Why? What is going on? It's weird that that just randomly got added there. Media field. Does media field still exist? Did I accidentally delete the whole thing? Did I just undo all my work? Ladies and gentlemen, I think I did. Oh, no. Control redo. Already at newest change. What happens? Ah, okay, good. Whew. I saved it. That was almost catastrophic. Yeesh. All right, we do want that. We do not want whatever this and why this got thrown in there. The world may never know. All right, now we're back on what we want. All right. Media field. There we go. All right. We'll just have to write this part again, which is of what happened. That is a very minor thing to have to deal with. All right, media list, map. We're going to destructure file. And then we're going to put this part here, but we don't need that or that. And there we go. All right, let's just see where we're at here now. Well, we're at nothing. Panel wrapper, panel, button. Ah, it's because it doesn't have any text. Let's go ahead and fix that. I had that before. All right. Add media. There we go. Then this button should open. Call to undefined method at models user is king. Where am I still doing that? Oh, that's why. This just needs to be a type button because it was trying to submit the form that it was inside of. And we're not ready to do that yet. I don't want to go to the back end. We're going to stick here on the front end for a little bit longer while we get this figured out. All right, add media. This opens our little modal thing here, which allows us to come in here and add more media, which should be, this is not working correct for a couple of reasons. All right, couple things we need. One, we're going to find the accept. We've got to put the dot in front of it. That's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm. All right, so we want dot. So that should limit what types we're allowed to upload. And then the other thing that we want is this is going to allow multiple, because it was just set to single. We don't want that either. All right. Ooh, yellow now. All right, add media. Beautiful. We've got this little WebP image. Let's see if we've got any other hanging around here that we like. We've got this one. And let's do a video too, because that just feels like we should. And then we're going to open these. And good. Oh, it says they're processing, but this means we need to figure out scroll on this situation. And these are not sending, which means there's probably some console error. Warning, props object containing a key prop is being spread into JSX. Media upload preview. React keys must be passed. Yes. I remember running into this issue a minute ago. And by a minute ago, I mean like last week. Uploads. Media upload. Preview. We've got to do it this way, which is all right. This needs to have a key because we're mapping, which is always fun, which we do have. Media upload preview. We don't want to spread a key. Do we even need the key? No, we don't. But how am I doing it? Oh, I wasn't doing it. That's the thing. Okay, so we're going to just do this. I shouldn't have named it key. I should name it something different just to save myself this headache of having to write specific code. I could call it ID. ID is also not great. Anybody got any naming ideas? Send them my way. All right. Key. Why is this mad at me? You beat the spider. Yes, Jesse! Whoop, whoop. All right, for those of you who don't know, Jesse is playing Children of Morta. Great game. Y'all should all check it out. And the first boss is like, for some reason, the first boss is like impossible to beat right out of the gate. You've got to like grind for a bit, but then it like, things get a little easier, but it's like a pixel version of Dark Souls kind of style where it's like really beautiful art in the game and a really good story, but like the combat and like the types of enemies that you're facing require you to like be precise. So like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, what a great game. Stuff like that where it's just like you've got to get like you've got to understand like your skills and use them efficiently in the right combos and learn the boss patterns. etc., etc. All right, now why is this screaming at me? Ah, because it doesn't have a key. Of course it doesn't, you dummy. There we go. But I feel like that can't be the only reason. That just feels like that wasn't enough to be why it's mad at me. Why is this now mad? Progress does not exist on type. Omit up. Oh, because we can't omit the key. Oh, that's frustrating. Guys, I'm about to rename this whole thing just so I don't have to deal with this key nonsense. Oh no. I think I might be. In the meantime, what will also be fun is if we just... Let's just do this so we can keep moving, because that's what I would like to do. All right. I'm a big fan of just keeping on moving, and we can fix things that we know need to get fixed another time. The latter sounds weird. Let's go with the former. Or have I been children? It's good. I've been mortapilled. Yes, mortapilled feels better. You could say you're a Bergson now. It's the Bergson family. The latter sounds weird. Yeah, definitely don't want to be children pilled. Although, children are great. Children are fantastic. Was there another error up here? Nope, just the key prop. Key prop. Okay, nope. The server responded with a status of... Okay, no, that was earlier. So we're good. We're good. All right. Reload. Add media. Add media. I really should, like, rename these to, like, underscore underscore. Just so I can sort by name and they're just at the top. Or put them in a folder that's under, like, you know what I'm saying. All right. Oh, no. Something's happening here. Something's not happy. These are... We're going to reload once again so I can make sure I get like the network request errors. I don't know why this is happening. This just worked, didn't it? It means I've got a bug in the system somewhere. I've also not checked this with multiple uploads, so that could be a reason why. So, something to keep in mind. Oh, no, worked that time. Must have just been some sort of fun little issue. Okay, so this brings up another fun thing that we just need to figure out real quick, which is scroll containing. But I do want to see if my oh, it's not going to work yet because I didn't type. Okay, we're going to do a couple things. First thing that we're going to do is this is like one of my favorite little tricks. Is class name absolute inset 0 and then what this does is, like, because it doesn't have any text, I don't want this whole thing to be a button because you can't have like all these divs and things inside of a button. That's not good. But I do want that whole area that you're viewing to be the button, which now the hover effect doesn't work, and we'll get to that. We'll figure out how to make that work still too. But now, if we inspect this, do you see how the button was selected? Okay, well now like the whole thing, I need to add a relative, but like, let's just do that real quick. All right, relative here. believe that's what we want. Let's find out. And now the button is exactly what we want it to be. Just the size of the preview. Perfect. So now if I click on this, you see border primary got added, but because I didn't write good Tailwind, it didn't show up because you've got to add border first. Border just says to just add a border, and border primary tells you what color the border should be. Are you a Bergson too? Are we brothers? Yes, we are brothers, Jesse. Ever since we met. Except we don't want that resize to happen. So instead, we're going to do this instead. Ring primary. So ring is like Tailwind's class name for box shadow, but specifically like a box shadow that looks like like a border, basically. And this means that like you won't resize your stuff. All right, we did it. And now we have selected images. And now we should be able to save this selection. And it closes. And all of our selected media shows here because we updated our state there. And then what we'll add next is drag and drop. And then if we go back here, we'll go through the whole process again. And I want to just get the scroll stuff working real quick. All right, processing. Yay, it's working. Go us, we're awesome. All right, now let's do scrolling. All right. Multiple upload preview. We've got our dialogue down here. That's what we're going to be scrolling in. Close this. Ain't nobody need all that up in our business. All right, multimedia field. Dialogue panel, dialogue title, blah, blah, blah. Words, stuff. Do we want the whole thing to be scrollable or just a specific section? I think we all know the answer to that. Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is going to be flex 1, overflow y auto, overflow x hidden, because we don't want it to be scroll in two directions, just a single direction. This is fixed, so this should, what I need to do is add flex call. See what we got here. Okay, good. This is the start. This is definitely where we are wanting to head with this. We're getting there. And now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we want these to be sticky. But are they going to be sticky to the... We're about to find out. Now I'm rethinking my design. All right, delete this. Let's take a minute. Let's not get crazy. If we had two buttons, they're gonna be, I think, probably side by side here. Then we're gonna have like our list below. We want the list to be scrollable. So instead sticky's one way to do it, because then they would say stay stuck to the top while I scroll, and then we would come back down. That's one way. That is an option. But is it the option that we want? We could make this part scrollable. Let's see what happens if we just delete that. We don't want grid anymore. Grid's stupid. And then if we wrap this in, let's do this. Okay, so this is our list. If we said flex one of this so that it fills up as much of the container as it can, overflow y here. Learn how to type, Will. Oh, that was not great. Did y'all see that? We don't like this. Why did that happen? Probably because you added width full, height full right here to this button. Like a noob. What a noob. All right. We don't want that. That's good. That's good. If we already know, I shouldn't be overthinking design right now, but I'm a designer. That's what I do. We just gotta do it, folks. Gap 2 sounds nice for now. Yep. Better. That'll be fine for now. Whatever. I'm redesigning a bunch of stuff anyway. Don't overthink it right now, Will. Don't do it. Yeah, we don't. Ah, Allie, aren't you supposed to be teaching small children? What are you doing on the stream? Ladies and gentlemen, my wife, Allie. She's probably just here so she can make fun of me. But I appreciate you for coming to support, babe. She is the best wife in the entire world. And now I've got to go on Twitter and tell everybody. Chances are she's already gone. Please remember. Yes, I will get these Zookeeper badges. Why don't I do it on stream? I mean, I'm not going to at this exact moment in time, but maybe once we get this done, y'all can just watch me stream and do something for my wife. All right. Boo, the scroll didn't work. Let's figure out what's going on here and see if we can figure out why. Probably because it needs to be like its own. It's like too many nests. Things are too nested. Okay, so we have our div here. We have our H2, we have our P tag. We've got this div. This div is extremely oversized. Just has me wondering, like, why. All right, back to our other idea. Except we're gonna, oh, but we need these buttons. Yeah, all this stuff needs to exist together. There's like this, like, now I'm like, I don't want, all right, sticky top 0. There's just like this thing where it's like we're crossing boundaries that I don't like. So I'm like, I'm doing sticky stuff here for this thing that exists inside of here. And I'm having to, basically, like, what I'm doing is like these styling concerns, like they're a unit, but they're split currently. And I just don't like that boundary, because then like when you come back to try and edit things, you're like, okay, so all the overflow stuff is here, like, but like, where's the sticky stuff? Like, oh, there's a bug in the stickiness. So like, there's this disconnect, and the boundary's not good here yet. Well, that is one thing we're gonna lock that away, because we don't like that boundary. It's not a good boundary. And we're gonna call this one relative, because we want the sticky to be relative to this. And that worked. I really don't like this scroll bar being here. I'm gonna have to remove padding. It's just the fame of the game. That's what we gotta do, folks. Dialog panel, where's our padding? There it is. We're gonna remove the padding from here. And then we're gonna add another div. Surprise, surprise, another div. All the divs. Too many divs. All right, now we got good spacing there. We don't have good spacing there, which is fine. It happens. It is what it has to be. Let's add our stuff back in. And I'm going to do this again because I feel like we're going to be... All right, come here, Finder. All right, downloads. Let's create a new folder. We're going to call it __ test uploads. Then we're going to grab this one. We're going to throw that in there. We're going to grab... Where's our WebP? There it is. Grab this one, throw it in there. You go in there. And then we're going to grab our little test video as well. Where is it? Do you remember the 29th of September? I don't even think I finished that tweet. Did I? I'm very, very forgetful. Oh, snap. Nope, I did send it. That's funny. All right. Oh, that'll make things easier the next time we need to upload. Okay, so these are very wide now. We don't want them to be wide now. But now the scroll bar is like over here where we like it. That'll be good. I still don't like it. Guys, I still don't like it. But I'm getting distracted. Don't need to get distracted about that right now. I will make it look good again at some point. All right. We do need to add a Z index to this, so it's always over it. Then we're going to do, just for funsies, we're going to add a BG of foreground, but we're going to add a little transparency, and then we're going to do a little backdrop blur, because backdrop blurs are so fun. Let's see how that, ooh, I used the wrong class. It's not foreground, it's background. Duh. There we go. And now when we kind of scroll it into there, I don't know if I like that at all. In fact, I in fact do not like that at all. I'm just gonna have to redesign this entire thing, aren't I, at some point? It's fine. It's fine. All those uploads failed, which is also super fun. All right. We need those buttons. We want to add a px of 4 here. And then we want each of our buttons to get a little py, 1 px2, which means let's drop that down to 2 so we have the right alignment. There we go. Now we've got a little more clicky room, and now all our uploads are right here where we want them. Open. Successful. Select. 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 Okay, that's good enough for now. Ooh, no, it's not. We need... We're gonna go to... dialogue. Where is it rounded? Right here? Yep. Overflow. Hidden. That's what we want. Much better. Much better. Save selection. This is our new selection. Now we've got a selection and we want to make this drag and droppable because we want to be able to reorder these things. I also want to be able to like add captions. I didn't even get to drag and drop today because I gotta wrap up pretty soon. But I figured we wouldn't, if I'm being honest with myself. So I think for this preview, we're gonna want like, we'll do like one of those little like draggy icons. You know, I'm talking about the 6 dots. We're gonna do one of those. I bet I could. Do I have hero icons? Let's see if I have hero icons. And let's see if we can just get something rough here. Okay. I have a feeling we're going to want it to be like this. We're going to flex this one. Going to gap it. We're going to add would it be a button? Probably not, because we don't want it to be clicked. I'll look up what the semantic best thing is for this, but this is gonna be like our draggable, our drag controller, basically. And it's going to be a dots. We want those like little 6 dots, do we not? Do we have that as an available icon in hero icons, or am I going to just make it myself? I've done it before. I've made it plenty of times. In fact, I actually have built this before, so for all of you here, y'all can come see. Oh, we're gonna turn this off because I've got to do a login. And y'all are not allowed to see this. Where's my wallpaper? Oh, I moved it. That's what I was using for my wallpaper, guys. My wallpaper's gone. We're going to edit it because I want my wallpaper back. All right. Here's my wallpaper. We're back. Yay. Hello. All right. I gotta wrap this up. So this is, let me add this back now that we're here. Okay. So made for me dev. This is like really scrunched view because the screen is tiny now. But let's create some test queries just so y'all can get a view. I'm gonna run that. This little guy, you know what I'm talking about? All right, let's make another one. I think we can just duplicate. Yup. And duplicate again. Oh, is that Control D? All right, Control D. Whoa. Nope, Arc has just a ton of shortcuts. All right. Yeah, you see this stuff right here? So this is like all drag and droppable. And if we go back to this like queries page, these are like drag and drops. All right, I gotta run, guys.